She sits on that couch staring at her phone. She never knew being married could make someone feel so alone. Another night slips away to a new sunrise. As she gets up off that couch and wipes tears from her eyes, and as four little feet come running down the stairs, she has to put on a smile even though he's not there. He's gone on coast, he's overseas. She hasn't heard from him in a week. Never knows if he's safe, and her thoughts get her in a craze. When he calls, it's a dream, just to hear his voice it seems. But she didn't know what this was when she took this life, being a military wife. Off to work, trying to get through another day. Anything to keep her busy. Hope she stops feeling this way. She spends lunch with a friend who says I'm sure he's fine, but that friend doesn't understand, 'cause her husband's coming home tonight. And then it's dinner in a bag, back into some comfy clothes. She's tucking in the little ones, another night alone. He's gone on coast, he's overseas. She hasn't heard from him in a week. Never knows if he's safe, and her thoughts get her in a craze. When he calls, it's a dream, just to hear his voice it seems. But she didn't know what this was when she took this life, being a military wife. Keep the home fires burning, it's what she chose to do. She never knew when she married him, this is what she'd have to go through. The bus pulls him up, he sees her face. There's tears in her eyes, but at least he knows she's safe. He rushes to her arms and he knows he's home. She never knew being married could make someone feel so alone. A short kiss shared between them, packing up the car. Not a word to share between them, they're so happy where they are.
He's gone of course, he's overseas. I haven't heard from him in a week. Never know if he's safe, and my thoughts get me in a craze.
When he calls, it's a dream, just to hear his voice it seems. Didn't know what this was when she took this life, being a military wife, being a military wife, being a military wife.
Military wife. Military wife.
Kyle's got himself a jug of breakfast whiskey, pouring in his coffee cup. My eyes won't focus on the yellow line, Should probably let myself wake up. It's 10 a.m. on the 11th. We're headed south to my home. I'm still high as hell from the cookie last night, and we got 300 miles to go. We were fighting over who was better. Was it Seeger or Springsteen? The E Street Band of Clarence Clemens, while Silver Bullet had Alto Breed, laughing and joking miles away as we filled the car up with smoke. I'm still high as hell from the cookie last night. We got 300 miles to go. We were just up in the soup a couple days before. Singing songs off Wildflower for a crowd that was looking for more. Put 3,600 on the Kia in just over 3 days. But the traveling was all worth it when me and Kyle hit that stage. About 6:30 or so, the elevator was broken, so up and down the stairs we'd go. We played a CD release party to a crowd that was looking to clash. But my night got ruined by a crazy old woman who kept asking for the Monster Mash. We were just up in the soup a couple days before. Singing songs off Wildflower for a crowd that was looking for more. We put 3,600 on the Kia in just over 3 days. But the traveling was all worth it when me and Kyle hit that stage. Himself a jug of breakfast whiskey, he's pouring his coffee cup. My eyes won't focus on the yellow line, should probably let myself wake up. It's 10 a.m. on the 400, we're headed north back to our home. cookie last night. We got 300 miles to go. Yeah, I'm still high as hell from the cookie last night. We got 300 miles to go. Turn that hearse around. Well, I know I'm not a religious man, and it's not that I don't believe in God. But when I hit that ditch doing 106, Lord, I started praying a lot. And a bright light shined down before me. I heard it's gonna be alright. As a tractor pulled out of heaven's driveway and saved my life that night. It's heaven, you know, it's in there, it's on Terrio. The big green sign at the top of that hill, well, it told me so. I've never driven up the driveway to see what's going down. So when I go, drop me off in Alice and turn that hearse around. And salt like it was going out of style. My eyes were getting heavier with each passing mile. Up ahead on the side of the road stood a woman in a long coat of white. Had my headlights not shone on her, I wouldn't have believed the sight. So without another car behind me, pulled over just ahead. She climbed into the front seat crying how she almost froze to death. I said, don't you worry, man, we'll have you warmed up in no time. So I pulled back out onto the road, onto Highway 99. That snowplow must have turned, it seemed, as the roads were hard to travel. A young lady told me her name was Jane as her story did unravel. Jane's husband and her had a fight. That's when he kicked her out of the car. Told her there was a town ahead, but she hadn't gotten very far. Said she'd spent about an hour or so just trudging through the slush. Her feet were frozen to the bone and her eyes were almost frozen shut. And up ahead some lights of blue and red were lit up and blinking in time. Seems to me the RCMP found an accident on 99. I slowed my car down to a crawl as we pulled up on the scene. A corporal from the RCMP was shining his light towards us. Said it'll be a few minutes, sir. Firemen are having quite a time trying to save this young girl they found on Highway 99. That corporal finally waved us through, but he told me to go quite slow. When I looked over towards young Jane, I'm not sure where she did go. As I seen the gurney pass by, well, I couldn't believe my eyes. There laid young Jane under the sheet on the side of Highway 99. In a small little town to South North Bay, there's a place where I like to go. Oh, sit and drink my worries away with a beer 20 or so. There's life of drinking and smoking and a whole bunch of joking. Time when you're there seems to go right slow. Oh, 'cause it's always 10 to 6 South River, so it's always time to ruin your liver with a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of rum. After a couple hours you'll be comfortably numb, singing rock, folk, and country, going down with the rising of the sun. Just get in your car and head down to 11. Copperhead Distillery up Tower Road. So why don't you pull on up? Boys, they'll be giving you a moonshine glow while you're sipping out of your coffee cup. Just in town is Highlander Brew, where you can get a beer or two. Just walk on in and tell them I sent you. 'Cause it's always 10 to 6 in South River, so it's always time to ruin your living. With a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of rum. After a couple hours you'll be comfortably numb and singing rock, folk, and country, going down with the rise of the sun. Just get in your car and head down the 11. So come on, grab a cookie. You might even get some nookie in the little gray cabin that's out in the woods. Man, we'll be hiring if we're flying, and if you ain't, then you ain't trying. So you best get here while the getting's good. 'Cause it's always 10 to 6 South River, so it's always time to ruin your living. With a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of rum. After a couple hours you'll be comfortably numb, singing rock, folk, and country, going down with the rise of the sun. Just get in your car and head down the 11. Yeah, South River's where I like to have my fun. I wish a mandolin would come and touch my bum. And perfume as a homeless white chick sell their wares. After a 12-hour shift, well, I walk home alone with the smell of fried grease in my hair. I'm tired and broke down, anything to smoke, and I know that my whiskey is gone. But lucky for me, there's a bottle I see in the hand of a passed out bum on my lawn. I walk through the door and just with a smile, she eases the pain off my soul. She wraps her arms around my waist, and her warmth helps me shake off the cold. Then dinner is done, bologna on hot dog buns and a half-eaten can of Irish stew. We know we're poor, we got each other. With her, I've got nothing to lose. This ain't exactly how I see my life. When they ask me what I want it to be, an astronaut or a cop, something that pays better than this paycheck they're handing to me. We're living our lives one day at a time, wondering what it is we should do. I know I wanna get high, forget about my life without forgetting about you. We're wrapped up in each other's arms as the revelry starts up outside. They're yelling and screaming for some unknown reason, as I wish that sleep would come and close my eyes. 'Cause 5 in the morning, well, it comes without a warning, and I know tomorrow is a new day. We're so in love, we got each other, and I wouldn't have this any other way. This This ain't exactly how I see my life, but there's nowhere else that I'd rather be than eating frozen cheap dinners in candlelight with you sitting right beside me. We're living our lives one day at a time, wondering what it is we should do. I know I wanna get high, forget about my life without forgetting about you. I know I wanna get high, forget about my life without forgetting about you. An old broke man walks into a bar. Now tell me, how do you like this joke so far? And he begins to ask the devil for his soul. And the devil takes one look at that man, and Satan holds out his shaking hand, says, will you be paying with diamonds or with gold? My soul can't be worth too much. Ever since I lost that human touch, and you see I've waited so long to get it back. Well, son, I'm sorry about the problems you had, but don't ever think you'll make me feel bad. Sympathy, you see, is something that I lack. So the man said to the devil, well, let's play a game. I don't want riches, love, or fame. I just need my broken conscience to be clear. Well, the devil just laughed and he shook his head. Don't you know, my son, you're better off dead. And don't worry, 'cause death is nothing to be feared. Every time each man sings, by God, can I get just one more day? But God must be deaf for not be around, 'cause he never hears that pitiful sound when I come to take their damn souls away. So the man said to the devil, well, I see your point. Well, How about we split this one last joint? If I'm going down below, I might as well be high. So the devil sparked up and he breathed it in. His scowling face turned to an evil grin. And he took that man's life and said goodbye. My daddy is a mechanic, just like his daddy before, turning wrenches every damn day, till every damn muscle was sore. And he'd come home with busted knuckles, and a story on maybe two. He'd help out any man that he could, like his daddy would do. And he once had an AMC Eagle fall down upon his chest when the air tanks ran out of pressure and the locks let go on the lift. But he was back at work the next day with a couple of busted ribs. He worked every day for his pay, just like his daddy before him did. My daddy was once a fireman for the Tillsonburg Auxiliary, getting called out at all times of the night to help people that were in need. And he'd come home smelling of ashes, tired, broken, and sore, but helping people's what my daddy did. It's what he became a fireman for. From cars and house fires to accidents on the highway, when his pager would go off, it would pull my daddy away. Didn't matter if it was 4 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon, my daddy would put on his gear and do what he had to do. My daddy was once a musician, just like he taught me to be, singing songs by Gordon Lightfoot and hanging out with Willie Pete. And he'd sing you a song of the love that he lost, or one about his kids. I learned how to write songs from him, try to do it like my daddy did. And I remember strumming his old Honer, sitting on the living room floor. I didn't know what I was doing, but he'd sit there and tell me to play more. If it wasn't for my daddy, wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, singing songs for all the people, just like my daddy taught me how. Singing songs for all the people, just like my daddy taught me how. when I picked you up at 8. I thought it'd be our very first and last date. We'd walk around this town, and I'd follow you till the lights go down. We'd stop in at our favorite bar, and all your friends would say how you look like a movie star. How'd I end up with you? What do you see in me when I'm looking at you? Now girl, let me clean them specs, bit. Maybe you're looking at me through too much grit. I try not to cause too much shit, 'cause I know how you hate to get embarrassed, but don't you get too upset. I'll be on my best behavior, on that you can bet. I wanna do this again and again. Father said not to have you out too late. I just laughed at him as we walked away. We found a little show with a guy picking guitar and a girl singing slow. And I took you out to dance. You leaned in tight, grabbed my hand, and I whispered in your ear all the things that I thought you wanted to hear. Now girl, let me clean them specs, bit. Maybe you're looking at me through too much grit. Well, I try not to cause too much shit, 'cause I know how you hate to get embarrassed, but don't you get too upset. I'll be on my best behavior, on that you can bet. I wanna do this again and again. To your home, the sun was coming up, there was no place left to go. And I leaned in for that kiss. You turned your face and I kinda missed. You gave me that little laugh, and it felt like I got knocked flat on my ass. You headed up to your door. If your father let you out, I wanna see you some more. Now girl, let me clean them specs, bit. Maybe you're looking at me through too much grit. I try not to cause too much shit, 'cause I know how you hate to get embarrassed, but don't you get too upset. I'll be on my best behavior, on that you can bet. I wanna do this again and again. Now girl, let me clean them specs, bit. Maybe you're looking at me through too much grit. I'll try not to cause too much shit, 'cause I know how you hate to get embarrassed, but don't you get too upset. I'll be on my best behavior, on that you can bet. I wanna do this again and again. Let's go, boys. down your sweet head. It's time to go to bed. Let the Sandman take you away. Don't you worry no more about what's in store. Tomorrow is just another day. Dream your sweet dreams and drift off to sleep. I'll be there when you close your eyes, and we'll run through the fields of golden tears, chasing away butterflies. Down your sweet head, it's time to go to bed. Let the Sandman take you away. And don't you worry no more about what's in store. Tomorrow is just another day. Yes, tomorrow is just another day. I was hauling hardwood lumber, heading north up the 401. Been driving for 13 hours, long enough to see the sun coming up over the horizon through my bloodshot and weary eyes. When I thought that I'd seen heaven, and oh, to my surprise, there was a lonely single pump truck stopping to dive at the cafe. Pulled off the highway to grab a bite as I locked up my air brakes. When I walked into the diner, shaking off the morning cold, I seen a girl serving breakfast shrouded in a light of gold.
I was working on the late shift, my last hour for the day. Started to hate the smell of flapjack, but I served them anyway. As a truck I'd never seen pulled into the parking lot, and a man stepped down from his cab, and my eyes he caught. He looked tired and broken after many miles out on the road, and it seemed he might need a break to work off that heavy load. When he came through the door and he stared me up and down, I think I figured out a way to get me out of this one-horse town.
I said, my name's Bill and I'm headed further north.
I said, my name is Mary, this place has gotten me quite bored.
We were helping each other out, she kept me company.
He kept me safe.
Yeah, she jumped up inside the cab,
and he took me away.
For the next little while, it was laughs and stories about Mary's life living in a small town, how she longed to be free. She used to be be a singer, had herself big hopes and dreams. She realized getting famous ain't as easy as it seems. When I turned on the radio, some old country station was on. Sat listening to Blue Bayou as Mary sang along. Word for word, note for note, she sang it like it was her own. And I realized as long as Mary was here, I'd never be alone.
Well, the cab was warm and cozy when I climbed up in the seat. I never met a man like Phil who said he'd take good care of me. I told him how I got stuck without a single dollar to my name, and that singing for tips in a mining town wasn't what I considered fame. When he turned on the radio and Blue Bayou was on, I did my best Ronstadt impression as I sang along with that song. I looked over to Bill as he wiped tears from his eyes, and I knew as long as I was with Bill, the only limit was the sky.
We put 1,000 kilometers behind us,
and I was working on songs like I was on a tour bus.
we were helping each other out. She kept me company,
He kept me safe,
the day she climbed up in my cab.
and Bill took me away.
Dropped off the lumber up in North Ontario, we headed back down south on our way to Toronto. Just outside Kapuskasing, we ran into a winter storm, and I reached over and turned the heat up, had to keep my Mary warm. She was all curled up on her blanket, sitting in the co-pilot seat, when an 18-wheeler lost traction and slid in front of me. Didn't have a chance to stop as we slid out on that ice. I said a prayer for my Mary and I gave her my love that night.
When I woke up in the dark, there were sirens all around. I screamed out for Bill, but he was nowhere to be found. I couldn't move my legs, it seemed they were trapped under me. And I heard a voice from above that said, we're gonna get you free. It was 4 hours later when I was pulled out of the wreck. The ambulance attendants put a collar around my neck, and I seen a bag of black that was laid out on the road. And I knew that my friend Bill had hauled his final load. He'd done a lot for me in such a short time, and I knew in my heart that Bill will always be mine. We had helped each other out, I kept him company, he kept me safe. The day I climbed up in his cab and he drove me away. Yeah, the day I climbed up in Bill's cab and he took me away.
Saw you having a smoke in your mother's front drive, looking as gorgeous as ever with those big blue eyes. Had to turn the car around 'cause I heard you left town. I was told you'd gone away a year for school, but that you'd be back a time or two. Who knew that I'd be seeing you again so soon? And all those feelings I had, well, they rushed back into my head. It's like seeing you again for the first time, every time that I look back. And I fell hard for girl of my dreams. Well, that hot like the sun was beating on your tan skin as you pull that cigarette away from your lips. Seeing you were happy to know that I stopped by. We talked about our lives and what we'd do, and all the times that we'd be losing when September came along and you had to say goodbye. And all those feelings I had, well, they rushed back into my head. It's like seeing you again for the first time, every time that I look back. And I fell hard for you and I fell fast, it seems. But what am I supposed to do when I'm falling for the girl of my dreams? Before you left, I did everything I could to spend as much time as possible with you. Wanted you to know with me was where you belong. But that Sunday came and your bag was packed, and I wanted every single second to last. Before I turned around, you were gone. And all those feelings I had, well, they rushed back into my head. It's like seeing you again for the first time, every time that I look back. And I fell hard for you and I fell fast, it seems. But what am I supposed to do when I'm falling for the girl of my dreams? And all those feelings I had, well, they rush back into my head. It's like seeing you again for the first time, every time that I look back. And I fell hard for you and I fell fast, it seems. But what am I supposed to do when I'm falling for the girl of my dreams? Yeah, I'm falling for the girl of my dreams. She told me her heart been broken the first time she was 10. I said there's a lot of good fish in the sea, but it takes a lot to find a good man. And she said, Daddy, why do little boys have to be so mean? Buried her face in her hands and she began to scream. I wrapped my arms around her and held her so tight. I wanted to take away the hurt, make everything alright. She looked up at me with tears in her eyes and in so much pain. I told her, darling, you can't have the sunshine without the rain. So gave her a man that loved loves her like I do, who compliments her every day on her eyes, her hair, or shoes. A man who doesn't care if she's in a good or bad mood, just give her a man that loves her like I do. Prom night came and a long stretch limo pulls up outside. I was so damn happy for her, but I was dying inside. I was thinking to myself, where did the first 18 years go? And before I knew it, she was out the door in the limo. I was sitting on the couch, waiting for her to come home. 3 in the morning, I heard the front door. She came in and sat beside me and said I had such a good time. And then she kissed me on the cheek. As she headed upstairs, she said goodnight. So give her a man that loves her like I do, compliments her every day on her eyes, her hair, or shoes. A man who doesn't care if she's in a good or bad mood, just give her a man that loves her like I do. She stands now in a dress made of white. She's looking like an angel on a full moonlit night. I take her by the arm, and as I'm walking her down the aisle, I want to burst out in tears, but I'm forcing a smile. Stands at the altar, waiting for my little girl. He said he'd never hurt her. He said he'd give her the world. The preacher asks me, who's giving this woman away? I tell him I am, but first I got something to say. Thank you for giving her a man that loves her like I do, compliments her every day on her eyes, her hair, or shoes. A man who doesn't care if she's in a good or bad mood. Thank you for giving her a man that loves her like I do. Thank you for giving her a man that loves her like I do, who compliments her every day on her eyes, her hair, or shoes. A man who doesn't care if she's in a good or bad mood. Thank you for giving her a man that loves her like I do. This song is for Kathy Leeson, Great Grandpa Gord, and Pat Hamill. Here's to the good ones. Mistakes that we make are just enough to let those damn good memories fade. But I'm still holding on to my what could have been. I'm sick and tired of singing these same songs about sin. So the tears to the good ones, the ones who stood by with a bottle in their hand and a tear in their eye, who'd pass me their last joint when I needed to get high, to let go of the pain I was holding inside. Here's to the good ones, here's to the good ones, here's to the good ones. Back up, I know they'll be there to tell me life ain't too tough, whether I'm broken and beat or maybe down to my last dime. Give me a six pack and my good ones and I'll be doing just fine. So this here's to the good ones, the ones who stood by with a bottle in their hand and a tear in their eye, who'd pass me their last joint when I needed to get high, to let go of the pain I was holding inside. Here's to the good ones, here's to the good ones, here's to the good ones. Just not to let those damn good memories fade, but I'm still holding on to my what could have been. I'm sick and tired of singing these same songs about sin. So here's to the good ones, the ones who stood by with a bottle in their hands and a tear in their eyes, who passed me their last joint when I needed to get high, to let go of the pain I was holding inside. So here's to the good ones, the ones who stood by with a bottle in their hand to the good one. Here's to the good ones.
Get myself in tune. No, I had to.
Yeah. No, we're supposed to be singing bullshit.
Rest easy, Gord. I love you, brother.
I love you, Pat. Forever.
I love you, Deb.
Miss you, Mama.
See you, Pat.
Cheers, Pat, my brother.
Love you, Vicky. Miss you every day.
To our kingdom.
To our music family.
Dawn, Pat, Jamie, Glenn. Miss you all.
Here's the salad. And Pat as well.
Sure.
Nice.
Cool. Wet.